Welcome to Kendra's Artistic Crochet Designs. And today we are going to be making this pot of gold with a little rainbow coming out of it. And I started the one row, which is the base row. And at the very beginning when we made our shamrock, you can go to that video if you don't know how to do this part. And I show you how to do it on that video. But it is just the base right here. And you just need that row before we get started on our, so row 2, we need to do our pearls, and we need 8 pearls here because this loop right here, the very first loop, counts as the first loop. So now I have 2 loops on here, and I need a total of 9 white loops. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then I'm going to take a dark green, and this is the color of my pot. I'm going to use the dark green. And we need 13, and I'm going to knit them. So we're going to do a knit stitch, which you go straight through. You find your thing, go right straight through, and then come out. Alright, and I always leave a long tail so I can sew that in later. Alright, so here we need 13 of these. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then I just make small balls of yarn. Let me show you exactly what I use. I went on Amazon and I bought one of these. And this has got all of my colors of yarn that I have. I actually have 2 of those because I end up having a lot of colors. I do things with a lot of colors. But this is so handy. It's got a handle and everything. And I went on Amazon and got this. Isn't that cool? It is so neat. Keeps everything together. Now I'm going to need another white. And we need 8 white to finish off this row. So I'm bringing in this white. So there's 1. And then this is supposed to be a pearl. So I'm going in to do a pearl. And then I'm going to let this one go. And then bring that pearl. And then this one is going back there. Alright, so we need 7 pearls. So there's 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and number 8 will be the last stitch, which is the end stitch. Okay, I call it. So what you'll do is you'll go through both of these. You got to go through both of these stitches in the end and bring out a loop, and that is 8. Okay, now I don't know, I didn't tell you that we started out with a chain of 30 when I did my base stitch, and you should have 30 stitches every time on your hook. You should have 30 loops. at every row. And then we're going to work those off, and I'll show you how to do that. You go through the first one, you just go through one. Now we're going to go through two until we get to that dark green. Hang on a minute. All right, and then when we get to the dark green, when the next color comes up, this first loop will be always the last color. When the next color comes up, it'll be the next loop. So you're going to take the green then, and you're going to go through two. You're going to pull that white, and now we're just going to go through two until we get to the white again. And then the green, the white is next, and we still have one green. And now you're going to go through two, and you're going to pull this green until that green disappears. That green loop disappears there. But don't pull it too tight. You don't want it too tight. And then we're just going to go until there is only one loop on our hook. And that is how we we go back. That is row two completely finished. So once you go forward and then you work your way back, that is one row. So row three, we're going to purl the next 7, but we need a total of 8 loops, and this one at the beginning counts. So we're going to purl the next 7, but we have 2 here. You're going to have a total of 8. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now we need 15 dark greens, and we're going to knit. So this next one is a white, so you're going to knit a dark green into that. Okay, and then we need 15 of them. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I lost that one. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then 15 is into the next white. Now we need 7, but we're going to purl the next 6, but we need 7 white at the end here. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then right at the end is our 7th one. Alright, so that's what it looks like on the hook, row 3. Work those off, and we will be back for row 4 next. Alright, so we're going to do row 4 next, and this time we are going to purl 6. We need a total of 7. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we need 17 of the dark green, and we're going to knit those. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, it looks like 12, 13, 14, 15. Yep. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Wait a minute, I missed another stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Well, wait a second. 15, 16, 17. All right. Then we need to purl the next 4. You should have 5. Is it 6? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Purl the next 5, and then your 6th one would be that end stitch. All right. So that is what it looks like for row 4 on the hook. Work those off, and we'll be back for row 5 next. Okay, so row 5, we need a total of 5. We are going to purl the next 4. So there will be 2, 3, 4. I was wrong. We're going to purl the next 5 because we need a total of 6. All right. So you should have 6 there. 6 white. And then we need 19 of this dark green. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. You're going to purl the next 4 because you need a total of 5 at the end here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then right at the end we have the 5th one. All right, so that's what this row 5 looks like on the hook. Work those off, and we'll be back for row 6 next. Okay, so we are, quit doing that. We are going to start row 6 here, and now we need a total of 5, so we're going to purl the next 4. So there's 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we need 21 of the dark green. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. Alright, and then we're going to purl the next 3, and then you'll do your end, and you should have a total of 4 white at the end here. So there's 3 and 4. Alright, so this is what it looks like now for row 6. Work those off, and we'll be back for row 7 next. Alright, so row 7, we are going to start out with 4, a total of 4 white, but we're going to purl the next 3. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we need a total of 23 dark green this time. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. Alright, and then we need a total of 3, but we're going to purl the next 2, and then you'll have your end loop to make, and you should have a total of 3 at the end. Okay, alright, so that's what it looks like on the hook. Work those off, and we'll be back for row 8 next. Alright, so row 8. We are starting out with 3, so we need to purl the next 2. But you have a total of 3 loops. We need 25 dark green. And those again are knitted. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. and then you'll end up with 2. You're going to purl the next one, and then the next one is your end stitch. So you should have 2 white at the end, and that is what row 8 looks like. Now you'll work those off, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You will do the next 5 rows exactly the same. This is a repeat. So we need to go to 14, and I will see you for row 15 next. Okay, so row 15, we are we needing 4 white. So we're going to purl the next 2, and you're going to knit the 4th one right into that green right there. Okay, and then we need 23 dark green. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. All right, so now we need 3. So we're going to knit the first one because we're knitting it right out of that green, that white, and then going to purl the next one, and then do the end stitch, and you should have 3 white all together at the end there. Okay, so work that off. We'll be back for row 16 next. Okay, so row 16, we are starting out with a total of 5 white loops. So we're going to purl the next 3. There is 1, 2, 3. At this point, you have a total of 4 on there. You're going to knit the next one, so you will have 5 white. And then we need 21 dark green. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. All right, we're going to knit this first white and purl the next 2, and then you have your end stitch, and you should have a total of 4 white at the end. So there's what it looks like on the hook. Work those off, and we will be back for row 17 next. All right, so row 17, we're going to start out with 5 white. We're going to purl the next 4. We're going to start out with 6 white, not 5. So there's 3, 4, and 5, and then knit the next one, and then we need 19 of dark green. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And then you're going to knit the next stitch, and we're going to purl the next 3, and then you should have a total of 4 or 5 loops at the end, and we're going to do your end stitch. So you should have a total of 5. So this is what it looks like for row 17, and we'll be back for row 18 next. Okay, row 18, we're starting out with 7 white, so we're going to purl the next 5. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 7th one we're going to knit, and then we need 17 dark green. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. You're going to knit the next white one, the first white one on this side, and then we're going to purl the next 4. So there's 3, 4, 5, and then your end stitch will make 6. So you should have 6 loops at the end. Alright, so work those off. We'll be back for row 19 next. Or was that 19? That was row 19. Wait a minute. Yeah, that was row 19. So we'll be back for row 20 next. Alright, so rows 20 and 21 are the exact same. So we're going to do this for 2 rows. This is, we need 8 loops, white loops here. We're going to purl the next 6. So there's 2 altogether. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the 8th one we're going to knit right into that. Green one, we need 15 dark green. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We're going to knit the next one in white, and then you're going to purl the next 5. So there's one, or there's 2 altogether there. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So you should have 7 at the end there, and that's what it looks like. So work those off, do one more row, and we will be back for row 22 next. Alright, so we have just finished up our pot. We have 21 rows done, and the pot, and our pot of gold is done. And that means we can cut this one off. Oh, I just bought these scissors. You mean they're not going to cut right? Alright, maybe they got to cut that way. Alright. So we are going to start. I'm going to use this gold for our gold part in the pot of gold. So I'm going to bring that over. And we again need to purl the next 7 because you need a total of 8 white for row 22. Well, actually, it's row 21, so we did 19 and 20. I was right, that was 18. Okay. We are on row 21. Sorry about that. So this is row 21. So, but we need 8 white to start out with. And there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is the total. And then we're going to do 15. And this is 21 and 22. No, this is just 21. Hang on. 22 is a little bit different. All right, so now we need to bring our gold in, and we need to make that a little bit longer, that tail. All right. Oh yeah, we are knitting, so we need 15 gold. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right, and then we're going to purl the next 6, and you should have 7 white total. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the last one is right here at the end. All right, and we'll be back. Just work those off then, and we will be back for row 22 next. All right, so in row 22, I am bringing in the periwinkle for the rainbow, part of the rainbow. And we need 7 white next. So let's purl the next 6. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we're going to knit this. So the next one is periwinkle, and then the next 15, we're just putting 1 in there. The next 15 is gold. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and the last we need 7 loops in the white, and 6 of those are going to be purled. So there is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right, and that is what row 22 looks like, and we'll be back for row 23 next. All right, so row 23 then, we are going to start out with 6 white, so we need to purl the next 5. So there is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, there's 6. All right, and then we need 2 of these periwinkles. All right, we need to bring in a purple and put 1 purple in. So bringing in a couple more colors of the rainbow and a blue. We're putting 1 blue in. And then we need 11 gold. All right, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then we need 9 white. The first 2 will be knitted. So there's 2, and then we're going to purl the next 6. So there's 1, and there's 3 altogether. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the last one will be 9, which is the one at the end. All right, and that's what it looks like on the hook. Work those off. We'll be back for row 24 next. Alright, so row 24, we're going to start out with 5 white. So the next 4 are purled. So there is 3, 4, and 5. Alright, and then we need 2 periwinkle, and 2 purple, and then 1 blue, and 11 gold. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If I can get it go through. And then we need 7 or 9 white. So the next 8 are purled. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the last one is at the end, which is 9. So that is what it looks like on the hook, and this is row 24. We'll be back for row 25 next. Row 25, we're going to start out with 4 white. So we need to purl the next 3. There's 2, 3, and 4. We need 2 periwinkle. So there's 1 and 2. 2 purple. So 1 and 2. And 2 blue. One and 2. And then we're going to bring in a green right here, our next color of our rainbow. So there is 1 and 2. So we need 2 green, and now we just need 7 gold. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you need 11 white. The first 2 will be knitted. So there's 1, 2, and then there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, so that is what row 25 looks like. We'll work those off and we'll be back for row 26 next. All right, so row 26, we need 3 white. So there's 2 and 3. We're purling the next 2. And then we need 2 periwinkle. So there's 1, 2. And then we need 2 purple. 1, 2. 2 blue. 1, 2. 2 green. Oh, wait a minute. I skipped 1. 1, 2. And yarn split. We don't need a yarn split. There we go. All right. We're bringing in a yellow, and we need 2 yellow. So 1 and 2, and then 1 orange. And then we need 3 gold. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 13 white. The first 2 will be knitted. So there's 1, 2, and then we are going to purl the rest. But you will have 13 altogether. So there is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then the end one is 13. All right, so this is what row 26 looks like. We'll be back for row 27 next. So row 27, we need a total of 2 white to start out with, so we're going to purl the next one. And then you'll have 2. All right, we need, let me see, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. All right, so we need 2 of our periwinkle next. 2 purple. 2 blue. 2 green. 2 yellow. 2 orange. are going to cut off this gold because we're done with the gold. So we can cut that off. And we need to bring in another color. We need a red. We need red color. So the next two are red. And then we need 14 white. So the next one is knitted. The next white, the first white is knitted, and the rest are purled, except for the last one. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Alright, so that is what row 27 looks like. We'll work those off. I think I lost my, I did, I lost one. We'll work those off, and then we will be back for row 28 next. Okay, so rows 28 and 29, these two rows are exactly the same. Alright, so we have the one white, which is already on the hook, and we need 2 periwinkle, and then 2 purple, two blue, two green, two yellow, two orange, two red, and then we need 15 white. The first one here is purled, but in the next row, I mean not purled, knitted, but in the next row that will be purled. So we're going to purl the rest of them all the way across, except for the last one, but you have a total of 15. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So I think I've said this in the last one. The rule, my rule anyway, I'm not sure if that is the rule. It looks better when it's done the way I've been doing it. So if you are doing a stitch, like if you're doing white and white, then it's purled when you're purling this outside. But if you are going to put a white and another color, then it's knitted like the rest because it looks better. Okay, so now your next row, when you come across, that will be purled because it's a white on white. Okay, all right, so anyway, I thought I'd reiterate that. Work those off, and then do one more row of that, and then we'll be back for row 30 next. All right, so there's 29 rows done. Looking really good. And now we're going to do row 30, but before we do that, we are cutting off yarns. We do not need all the rest of these colors. The only one we need is this one white right at the beginning. So all the rest of these colors get cut off. We get them all? No, we don't get them all. That one needs cut off. Okay. So you should only have one white on there. All right, so with this white, we're going to knit 30. Well, we're not going to knit 30. We're going to knit all into these colors, right? Because we're going white in another color. So we are going to knit, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so the first 15 gets knitted, and then we're going to purl the rest. And you should have 30 loops on your hook by the time you get this done. 30 loops of white. And then you'll work these off, and then refer to my shamrock video, which is the very first video of this series. You will find the list, the St. Patrick's Day blanket that we are making. It's under St. Patrick's Day. And then, yeah, go to the shamrock one. I will show you how to bind off and how to do the border, because all the borders are the same. So you will do the border exactly the way I did that border. Okay. I hope you guys had a lot of fun making this one, because this one was not really a hard one. You weren't working with a whole lot of colors until we got up here this little bit, but that little bit doesn't, it's not really that much. So this would be a good square for a beginner to do. I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and bye bye now.